Alright. Welcome back to One Punch Man Anime Review, episode number 33. We are here reviewing the 28th episode of the series, Counterattack Signal, and the newest chapter in the manga. Which, it's the 219 on the Weekly Shonen Jump app, but in Japan it's released as chapter 226. So, this episode had covered, well, according to the Japanese numbering, it said it covered, get this, so, let me get back to the thing here. It said it covered from Japan chapters, finished to chapter 90, 91, and the first 40 pages of chapter 92. Well, here's kind of the thing. So, here in the US, they decided to combine 90-91 and refer to it as chapter 86 of the manga, where it's 100 pages. Yeah, seriously. And 92 is actually 87. We start with the hero killer, Garo, waking up. Apparently he can't remove his clothing because it's glued to his body for some reason. So, he has to have the bleeding, of course. And then after this opening scene, he's not seen again until like, when the episode's almost wrapped up, when he's saving a character he knows. So, here's basically what happens. We have the kid who was kidnapped the previous season of the show. We have his father, where he lost contact with the mercenary group he sent out just 2 episodes ago. And then, of course, he's told by one of the people who run the Hero Association to lie down in the break room, which eventually, at this convention, he does, after the S-Class heroes show up. Yes. Now, before I continue, I've been hearing whining, complaining about, oh, this animation is terrible. And it is my personal opinion, the people who are saying this, is because it's not Madhouse. Because they're so upset that Madhouse passed on doing the show after season 1. They decided to whine and complain to the editor to the point one of the directors quit the show. And because of this whining and complaining, apparently, ranking reviewer-wise, people give this series low scores until like the last few episodes that came out. This episode, and here's the thing. Do I think the animation is terrible here? Not really, no. It looks fine. I don't think it's terrible. So I'm like, here's the question I have to ask. Like, listen to the comments below who's anybody who has watched this season so far. I've only 4 episodes into the season. And I do not see what people are complaining about. Because everything here looks fine. I have no issue with the animation here. Like, people describe, oh, the animation is so terrible, to a point where there's a fan group attempting to remake the season apparently with better animation. Which I'm like, I would not be surprised if JC staff basically cease and desist on them to stop doing it. Also, I did hear just today, apparently, get this, we're getting a second core of this season. I'm like, really? News to me. Completely out of the blue. Similar to the case what happened with season reduction. No one knew there was going to be a second season. Second core for season 3. People that will be done after like 12 episodes. Here, no, we're going to see the second core. Okay, because here's my personal reason why. Because there's still a ton of manga to adapt. So, after the Hero Association plans the thing, of course, they fight King, who we see King where apparently he's eating hot pot with everybody else. Then he passes, we see where you have Genos, Saitama, Silbang, his brother, Buzzer's there too, and eating meat. And eventually they all leave. Except for King, who basically sleeps on his floor in his tiny apartment. And then King is asked why he leaves. Can you take out the trash? He's like, sure, no problem. And he goes to the fence, and people go, oh, did you go out of the area? And of course, he's like, no. And he runs off, drops up. It's like this ghost town apparently is like a closed off area for reasons. Yeah, and it's like so quiet there, and the place is like in ruins. Yeah, Z City's in ruins, and Saitama is like the only, him and Genos are the only residents of this place. I'm like, if they're the only residents, here's my personal suggestion, Saitama. If the other one live in the city, why not get you a bigger apartment? Why set up this tiny thing? Also, it's got manga in this apartment, which is kind of cool. And then after Saitama kicks out King, he is not seeing the rest of the episode. Goes out the Hero Association stuff. Then we spent a lot of time with the Monster Association, which apparently they mentioned the show about this, where apparently other monsters don't like the Monster Association for some reason. Yeah, in case you're curious, though, this is also in the manga too, so don't blame JC Staff for that. It's basically One's fault for that. One is the creator of the manga, so blame him for that, not JC Staff. So, and we see, various monsters being killed for some reason. And then they disappear. One happens to be a rat man. One is a weird guy in bandages, talks out of an eye, and some other monster. And then the King Ripper, take the kid he took it last episode, where he takes into his room to be tortured because he's like, I don't care about the monster association. I just want to do what the heck I want. I don't want to basically rule my monsters. I just want to basically do whatever the heck I want. So he tries to slice him up, and then the episode ends with Genos acting like he's the Kool-Aid man, basically demolishing a wall, and using his aura, what appears to be aura power, which you're like, wait, where the heck are you getting all this? It's from the manga, so don't blame JC Staff for this. Which I gotta admit, basically, the animation looks really good on this basically thing. He just summons it out of nowhere. No, I think, some people might think that he never had this before. Some people might say, JC Staff made this power for the anime, give him power boost. And I say, did you read the manga? If you say no, I say, read the manga. It's all there too. So, JC Staff not pulled this out of their rear end, making it for the anime. This is actually not anime original. This is actually manga original. So he proceeds to using his aura power to destroy, basically just vaporize the King of Reapers and in the episode. Also, the kid calls him old guy. And that's it. I enjoyed this episode, what it was, yes. And some might think JC Staff cut out basically Saitama almost completed the episode. No, that's the source material. And here's the weird thing. Did you know there's actually a stretch of manga for this arc where Saitama does not make a physical appearance in the manga except in the covers? There's about 15 chapters where he does not appear. You're like, really? Why? Because he got freaking lost. That's why. So now I'll talk about new chapter manga, A New Force. We have Frogman, the Bicyclist Hero, and Saitama found this place called Super Ducks Cafe, which obviously take on Starbucks. Now, I have read also that the Bicyclist Hero is a loose nod to Kamen Rider, which I appreciate that. So we're the hero names victims. Heroes' names are so plain. We get reason to claim damages association. And then we have just members. Rank C, rank 108 drunkard. Class C, rank 83 wig warrior. Class C, rank 385 red nose. Class C, rank 160 doctor's secret perv. Class B, rank 100 super leecher. And Class C, 1 bell cape. And so your name is far worse class, or your name is far worse class A. You'll be executive of our society? What's this? So you guys no. Yeah, and these hero names: Drunkard, Wig Warrior, Red Nose, Doctor Secret Perv, Super Leecher. These names are so lame. Lame-o. Like the Hero Association. Oh, by the way, I did mention, we're going to mention in the episode, Metalbat refused to participate in this for reasons. So, and then we have this mysterious person walk up to Hero Association headquarters. Well, it turns out it's that martial arts guy, sister of the martial arts guy from the last season of the anime, where she shows up and signs up. Also calls her brother idiot, because he kind of is. And then she signs up. Oh yeah, and she basically, she's so strong. She's named only Class A, which actually that's not bad for her first day. You're strong, but not S class level yet. Only 18, so she have experience. Oh well, I'll work hard to move up. I'm like, Class A is actually, when it comes to this series, actually a really good rank. That means she'll shoot an Omni Mask. Maybe she'll take Omni Mask space, who knows? I'll get Buzz here and surprise my brother. And his brother's like, huh? This guy is my teammate's target? Yep. So, and then we have a guy basically, he's like, and then we have Saitama. It looks like he's taking on Animask again. He, of course, is drinking what appears to be soda. I can't ask about Animask for reasons. And he's like, feeling good for soba? Yes, let's go. The person association called the Hero Named Victims further disrupts the balance of powers. When time comes, I'll tell Genos. They're like, okay. Yeah, reading this chapter, it feels like... Oh, that's cool. It feels as though, like, not much happened over the course of this episode. You're like, really? Yeah. Yeah. It's a okay chapter. I do like the progression of this arc, but it's not progressing very much. Yep. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications. I was going to do my next video, but I think I need to rest my voice, because basically that last video, I talked for like 30 minutes. So, I'll see you at my next Doctor Who video, okay? Next video. Bye.